Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Sunday night and it's day 3 of the Fierce Beer takeover on the channel. We are going for the third beer in the Moose series today. It's this one. It is Very Big Moose, and Very Big Moose is a 12% ABV Imperial Stout, and it says on the back of the can that the brewery Fierce Beers are known for being packed with flavour, and this one is a great example of that. Our small batch edition beers, of which is batch 14, are brewed as one-off specials or rare seasonals, something to seek out and savour. It's hand brewed in Scotland, be fierce. And it goes on to say about this specific beer that this is the original Very Big Moose Imperial Stout, a beer that has won many global beer awards. Huge cacao and vanilla with a touch of cinnamon. It's viscous, warming, and altogether pretty amazing. Moose don't get much better than this. Wow, very small moose was damn tasty with big cacao. The coconut mousse last night was absolutely superb with lashings of coconut in there. Will this one be just as good, or will it be better? Let's find out, shall we? So we're going to open it and pour it into the same glass as last night, my Titanic chalice. Because I like drinking stouts out of this particular glass. The pour is dark, thick. That should do the trick for now. So we have a jet black beer with just the tiniest hint of mahogany coming through at the very extremes of the glass. You've got a nice tan head and the roll in the glass. Yeah, look at that. It stops pretty quickly and yeah, it's like oil. So it looks really, really nice. Let's have a whiff. Boozy. It's big, it's boozy, it's bold, it's in your face. The roasted malts are utterly divine. They're kind of verging on coffee. You've got some chocolate coming through. It smells utterly rich and decadent as well. There are notes of vanilla coming off of it, but there is something else. I'm just trying to put my nose on it. I'm not sure it's a cinnamon. It's almost berry-like. Almost as if it's been aged in barrels. I don't think it has, but it's kind of got that cognac vibe going on. Anyway, it looks great. It smells divine. Let's see what it tastes like, shall we? Cheers. It's a big boozy number. That is what I want from an Imperial Stout. I've got the booze, which when I'm drinking a beer of this kind of ABV, I want a hint of that booze. I don't want it to be kind of so well hidden that you want to knock it back. I want this to be savourable, and this one is. Caveat here, I'm drinking this room temperature because I prefer my Imperial Stouts warm-ish. And the reason for that is because it allows the complexities of the flavour to just do their thing. You can really kill an Impy Stout by having it cold. Cellar cool maybe, but fridge cold is a big no-no for me. I'm getting beautiful chocolate. It's not quite as bitter as the very small moose. It's not far off, but it's a little bit smoother. Malts are divine. The cinnamon, there is the vibe, and it's one of those things that if it wasn't there, you would notice, but it doesn't stand out in a massive way. And I think that's kind of an adjunct well done. You don't want it to kind of overtake and just overpower everything. The body's excellent. It's medium heavy. Well, it's heavy. Just ever so slightly less than uber heavy. The alcohol is present. It's a well-crafted Imperial Stout that I could sit and sip for hours on end. And of course by that, I'd want more than one, but unfortunately I can't. But there we go. The finish on it is bringing more of that cacao out. As it sits in your mouth, it develops and kind of chocolate changes. The vanilla kind of works with it and it kind of mellows. And of course those malts and that little hint of booze on the back end brings a little something. And I'm getting a little bit of the berry notes coming out as well. And I like that. Just adds a little fruitiness to the whole number. And it goes down really, really well indeed. So, let's give it some points, shall we? But before I tell you what I'm going to give it, we're going to go to the A Memoir of Untapped, which says that Very Big Moose from Fierce Beer has had 7,300 check-ins, average of 4.18. Pretty damn good. 5 people I know have had it, an average of 4.35. So, it's well thought of out there in the wider world. My scoreboard of joy for the VBM is currently empty. Let's give it some points, shall we? So as for the looks, let's top off the glass a little bit, just so you can appreciate that head again once more. There we go. It's a beautiful looking beer. It does exactly what it should. It's dark. You've got a nice tan head. It rolls lovely in the glass. Look at that. Can't fault it. And you've got some nice lacing on there as well. It does what an Impy Stout should in that sense. It's getting a full point. The aromas are big and bold and boozy and chocolatey and roasted. It's delicious. Yeah, it's got everything. It's got that cognac vibe, it's got the chocolate, it's got the vanilla, it's got the roasted malts, it's got a little berry note thing that kind of gives off that cognac vibe. It's decent strength as well on the nose. It's getting a point. The body is medium to medium, heavy to a little bit more than that. It works. Carbonation is, it's there. Just a little bit more than I would want though. That's the only thing that I would say I could criticise in any way. If I was to chill it, it would kill some of that carbonation a little bit. It kind of tightens up the body for me when you chill it. And whilst that is a benefit, you know, I'm not prepared to do that and sacrifice some of the flavours by chilling it. Of course, as it warms up, of course, you're going to get those flavours developing. But I like to have the full tasting experience throughout the whole lot. Yeah. So I'm going to give it the 0.75 on the body. Because there's just a little more carbonation than I would like. The taste, though, I cannot fault. It delivers on its promise. It brings the chocolate. It brings the vanilla. You've got the roasted malts that you're looking for. You've got just enough bitterness. You've got booze coming through. You've got that cognac vibe. It's got everything I want. The cinnamon, as I mentioned, it's one of those things, if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't really know about it. But if it was missing, it'd be obvious straight away. And like I said, as an adjunct, well done. It's subtle. It's very well executed. It's getting a point from me. And the finish, it delivers on that front as well. It brings all those flavours together at the back end, and they just fade out into glory, basically. So yeah, excellent stuff. Gets a full point from me. So it's got 4.75 out of 5. Now, as for the extra bonus points, the value for money is eligible for, and I paid for Very Big Moose, £8.50 a can. It's right there on the old order sheet. And you know, it's an expensive beer. When you go to the likes of your Tesco's and you can pick up a who is it? Omnipollo for a £5. It's not as strong, granted, but it's also not as nice. This is money well spent. You get a lot of flavour, you get a lot of love put into that beer, and £8.50 a can, it's a lot of money for most people, but it's £8.50 well spent. So yeah, absolutely value for money. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. I absolutely would. And when I go up to Fierce at some point in the not too distant future, I shall be hopefully trying some as inspiration for what we're going to create. More on that one later. Anyway, so yeah, Very Big Moose from Fierce Beer has got 4.75 out of 5 with a couple of extra boxes for good measure. So there we are. That is the Very Big Moose. It's the biggest one they do, unless of course they decide to make one bigger. What I would really like is a very big coconut mousse. That would be something special. Something very special indeed. But a Very Big Moose is a damn fine, damn tasty Imperial Stout nonetheless. And it's well executed in a good way. So yeah, there we are. We're going to leave it there and say That's been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got the like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I will see you again next week for some more beer. Bye.